Hey everyone, it is another Mondays with Melissa, and today I am going to answer some listeners' questions. So, this question has actually come up several times this last month in different ways, whether it's through Instagram, some DMs, or in the membership, or just some of my friends texting me, which is co-regulation. How do we do that? We talk about how our kiddos need us to help them regulate. And when their lid is flipped, then, we can't reason with them. We can't try and get them to behave in that moment or make good choices in that moment. We have to help them regulate their bodies. But that can be a big, like, easier said than done type thing. So I'm just going to give you some ideas or some suggestions on ways that you can help co-regulate your kiddos. And these suggestions I'm going to give you are really good for any age. So you can, no matter what the age of the kids in your home, try these. And part of this is something that I tell my parenting clients all the time is part of parenting is trial and error, because we do have different personalities. Our kids have different personalities. Our kids have different experiences. Their bodies feel different. Their senses feel different. And so something that might work with one kiddo might not work with another kiddo, and we won't know until we try it. So I'm going to give you a few ideas of things to try to co-regulate your kiddos, and then you'll have a list of things to try out. And maybe of the list I give you, two of them work, and then you have two new strategies. So let's just go through this. The first thing that I would say is holding our kids. And again, it doesn't matter what age. You could have your 14-year-old laying across your lap and you're holding them and kind of gently rocking them and patting their arm. And it doesn't matter their age. Our kids love to be held. And holding them is a way for them to feel the energy of our body, to feel our heartbeat, even if they're not really noticing that they feel our heartbeat, for them to feel our breathing patterns. The key to this is being regulated ourselves. Actually, the key to any of these that I'm about to talk about is being regulated ourselves. So if we are also dysregulated, us holding them is probably going to keep them dysregulated. So keep that in mind as well. We need to be in a space where we are regulated in order to do any of these. So hold your kiddo, hold them in, the cradle style if you want to, or just sit them on your lap, or just sit on the couch next to them, put your arm around them and just kind of give them a squeeze. So holding our kids, that's the first. Second one is blowing bubbles. So when we blow bubbles, so actually I'm going to give you a quick lesson. When we breathe in and out, we actually want breathing out to be longer than the breathing in, because when we breathe out, that is what tells our body that we are safe and that we're regulated and that we no longer need to be in survival. And so obviously that's not going to happen just in one breath, but instead of doing square breaths, let's try doing what I like to call rectangle breaths. So we're maybe going to breathe in 2 and then out 4 to 6. So the longer breathing out is going to signal to our bodies and our brains that we don't need to be in fight, flight, freeze anymore, that we don't need to be in survival. So blowing bubbles does just that, right? Because when our kiddos are blowing bubbles, they're trying to get as many bubbles out of that little wand as possible, which means they're blowing out more than they are breathing in. So blowing bubbles is a great way for our kiddos to be doing breath work and not realize they're doing breath work. And also bubbles are fun. So if you don't have the ability to blow bubbles, even just having a bubble gun or a bubble machine is fun, because it gets us playing with bubbles, and playfulness is another way to kind of bring our body out of that survival mode. Okay, bath time is another one. So getting our bodies into a change of temperature. So maybe in the summertime, this might be jumping into the pool. So not necessarily bath time, but I pick bath time because I prefer bath time, because I prefer to be warm than cold. But if you have a kiddo that loves to be in the cold water, even in the winter time, like maybe put on their swimsuit, have them swim in the pool in the bathtub, right? Like fill the bath with like lukewarm water and have them play in the bath. But a warm bath can be really calming. You could add a little bit of lavender if they're not averse to that. Some kiddos can't do lavender. It just doesn't work well with them. And so put them in a warm bath. Have some glow sticks in there. Turn off the lights. So now the lights are off. So the sensory input into our eyes is now reduced. We're in a warm bath and we have fun glow sticks to play with. Maybe do a bubble bath. Maybe do, any kind of bath toys, squirty toys, things like that. A bath bomb. Our son loves when he gets to have a bath bomb in the bath. And that can be very regulating. So it doesn't matter what time of day. You do not have to take a bath at the end of the day. Your kiddos can take a bath at 2 p.m. if they are dysregulated, and you know that a bath will help them regulate. We're going to sit in there with them though. So co-regulation is just that. It is us with them. We are helping them regulate. So we're not going to expect the bathtub to be their co-regulator. So sit in there with them. Okay, a swing or a trampoline, riding a bike, anything like that that is going to get their body moving can be helpful to co-regulate as well. But again, we're doing it with them. So if we're on a swing, maybe we are pushing them on the swing. So we're getting that connection every time we push them. And maybe we're singing a song while we push them on the swing. If we're jumping on a trampoline, if it's a little mini trampoline, maybe we are counting for them and like clapping our hands or singing a song while they're jumping. We're making eye contact. Oops, I just bumped my making eye contact. We are present there with them. They can still feel our energy, which is calm and regulated. If we're on a big trampoline, get on there with them. I know that, there's probably some people that can't be on a big trampoline because of their weight, but it holds a lot of weight. I want to say it holds a lot of weight. So get on the trampoline with your kiddo, jump with them, help them get that the co-regulation that they need, not only through the trampoline, but from being on there with you. Playfulness. Hello. It's a win-win-win, right? Okay, then we have massage. So for our little ones, this might look like, baby massage after a bathtub. Get out some good lotion, rub their backs, rub their bellies, rub their legs. There's some really good videos on YouTube that can just show you some easy ways to do some baby massage with our little ones. But it doesn't matter how big they are. Like my 14-year-old loves it when I rub her back, and she'll just lay across my lap and I just will rub her back. Some light scratching sometimes. I have one kiddo that likes light scratching on her back and another one that doesn't. So that can be another way to help them regulate, is just massaging, light scratching, maybe rubbing their feet, rubbing their hands, anything like that. If they have a hard time with that massage idea, a pillow sandwich can be an option. I talked about this in my episode last week, I believe, when you guys got a background sneak peek into the monthly membership. The pillow sandwich was one of the things that I talked about. So go back and listen to that episode and you can hear me explain how to do a pillow sandwich. But that's another way to do a massage without it feeling like a massage. Okay. Another one is, again, that change in temperature. So we already talked about change in temperature outside of our body. Let's talk about inside of our body. So maybe if we see our kiddo, they're about to flip their lid or they flip their lid, we say, whoa, 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 hold on. Let's just maybe get some cold lemonade together. And we sit and we drink some cold lemonade or cold Gatorade or some cold drink, maybe a cold Sprite if you're okay with soda, right? Or let's go get some hot cocoa. Let's go make some hot cocoa and we'll sit down together and just talk about what we're going to do next. And that can be a good way to help them reset in their bodies, help their bodies. That change of temperature can just tell their system they're okay. But then we're connecting with them. We're doing it with them. We're drinking it with them. We're making it with them. We're present with them. Okay. All right. And then the last one that I'm going to share with you is just connect. So whether it is all the things we've just talked about, we're connecting in that way, or maybe just doing some hands and eyes. So hands and eyes are just where you hold their hands really gently and we're making some gentle eye contact and we're just saying deep breath. Or maybe we're saying, what do you need right now, buddy? Okay. So that can be a way to help co-regulate, as simple as that. Um, puzzles can be a way to help our kiddos co-regulate, whether it's a big puzzle, a little puzzle, just a 6-piece puzzle, whatever it might be. That can be a way to get them focused on something, doing something with their hands, but we're doing it with them, so they're feeling our energy. A hug can be a good way. Just, hey, you look like you need a hug. Can we just hug it out real quick? can I just give you a hug, right? That can be a good way. Coloring is another way too. The rhythm of coloring can be very therapeutic, very calming, very just bringing the guard down. And if we're coloring with them, that's even better because then again, they're feeling our energy. They're feeling how we're breathing our breathing is regulated. Okay, so those are some strategies for you to try. A couple of things I want to just remind you of is, first of all, don't forget that you need co regulation too. So if you have a safe person in your life, some ideas for you to get co regulation is a 30-second full body hug. If we have a safe person who can help us with this is amazing. I do this with my husband all the time. I'm like, oh, I need a full body hug. And it's just a hug for 30 seconds. And it's going to feel really awkward and really long, but it's really good. And it really does help. That was a lot of reallys. It really does help regulate your system. Another would be massaging each other, right? Rubbing each other's feet, rubbing each other's hands, rubbing each other's backs, giving each other a massage, doing yoga together. That can also be very co-regulating. So just have your person that you can go to, even if it's just as simple as, can you just give me a quick hug, a 30-second hug? The other thing that I want to point out is that sometimes we don't have a safe person right there with us. And so we can co-regulate with ourselves. There is a part of us that can help the other part of us that might be dysregulated to regulate. So this might look like some really intentional breath work. It might look like us intentionally doing 6 of those rectangle breaths that I told you about earlier. This might look like doing a body scan. So closing your eyes and just kind of like slowly going from your head all the way down to your toes, just scanning your body to see, am I experiencing anything uncomfortable? Is there any pain? Is there a spot where I just am feeling the activation that I can just like breathe and try and calm that down? A bath can be good to co-regulate yourself, or jumping into a cold pool. If that's your jam. A cold drink or a hot drink can be another way to co-regulate with ourselves. Breathing, drinking that drink, and just sitting and being quiet, kind of some mindfulness there. Um, some people can use scents. So I know that if I can smell some of my favorite candles, that can help me calm down. So I'll just, open up a candle and smell it. I also make some little I don't even know technically. I think they're technically called inhalers, but I don't know that it's not the type of inhaler you are thinking of, but we call them sniffers. And so they're just these little plastic tubes where you can put drops of essential oil on some cotton, stuff the cotton up in there and seal it. And then it's just a little, you kind of like rub it or swing it. I don't know, put it under your nose. And the scents that come into your nose can be very calming and regulating. So that's another idea. And then the final one that I want to share with you is bilateral music. This is one that can be really helpful to just help calm your nervous system down. So you can find bilateral music on, Spotify or Apple Music. There's different playlists. And I personally like to do it laying in my bed when the lights are off, and I can just like do some breath work and breathe and listen to maybe just one bilateral song. Because there's usually a whole playlist, or you can listen to them as long as you want. But that can be really regulating as well. Taking a walk is another way to just like co-regulate with yourself. So don't forget you, because we can't co-regulate with our kids if we are dysregulated, if we are activated, if we are like, then it does no good to try and co-regulate with our kids. So there is my answer for the question and answers for today. For those of you that were like, how do we do this? How do we co-regulate? I hope that was helpful. If you enjoyed any of that, you should check out my monthly membership, because we do a lot of stuff like this every month throughout the month. And there's lots of freebies and giveaways. So check out my monthly membership, www.mendingfamilies.wa.com/membership. But you can also just hop onto my website and see any of the other services I offer. I'm also on Instagram, which is super fun. Okay, you guys, that's it for today. Next week, I don't know what I have next week, so it might be a surprise, but you're going to enjoy it. No matter what it is, you're going to love next week. So come back next week for another episode of Mending Families podcast. All right, you guys, have a great day.